think, mate, bring your mic closer or turn yourself up or something.
Is your mic on?
Is your mic on?
I hear myself. No, it's not fucking on.
Yeah, fuck.
I've been recording for this long. You know how much of that shit's rubbish? Do you want to turn that down a bit now? Fuck me.
Number 2.
Yeah, I got it.
Jesus
I have been
fucking
paying.
Christ.
You guys have all this time by yourselves while I'm at home wanking with baby oil. And you can't get this right.
Where? How was that?
Yeah, brilliant.
You're listening to Way Off Central.
Shout out to Thomas, because I know he actually does listen to us every week, and it's just fucking unreal. You're the man.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, TK.
He's able to hang out with his missus just a little bit more because he's involved in these chats, because he listens to us.
All right.
Big news. Got another mic. Thank you, Harper.
Oh, yeah.
Josh
no,
Harper.
Wow.
It's the most he's contributed. It's
Hey, come on. You got the stands and I provide the house each week.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks for doing that again.
All right.
I appreciate it every time you do that. Joe was doing another round of
applause.
Yeah.
It's a classic joke.
Wow.
Okay. Dad voices again? I thought like it was gross when I listened back to it today, but
It was terrible.
all right. Today it is government and health, I suppose, is the only way you could describe it.
Yeah.
Um,
Again, thanks to Casey Olsen for providing us.
providing the
these
topics for
questions
this
at least.
week and next week and the week after and possibly the week after that.
Listeners are going down. It's the craziest thing.
It could also be
God.
because we haven't touched Instagram in the last fucking few days. And
That is correct.
Nervous laughter.
I quit. I'm out.
Right.
Alright, I'm head out.
All right, so let's start with the first topic.
Fuck me.
What do you do?
Grabs beer. Bad.
The quality of our recording has gone down significantly.
You're gonna have to edit that minus 40 decibels. That hurt me.
Me without the headphones. All right, we start with medical marijuana, and
You mean you're only starting now?
no. So our first topic is: should doctors be allowed to prescribe medical marijuana to? Now, Casey's put severely ill patients, and I just want to say patients. I don't think there should be that caveat of severely.
I don't think there'd even be a question if they are severely.
Mm.
Fucking give them meth. Crank. Get them on there, zombie soldiers. Amazing.
Does anyone want to start on this? Because I know, I almost guarantee that we'll have
start.
the exact same view. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So, Joel last night and the night before did 5 minutes of research each night.
Just 5 minutes last night and 5 minutes this afternoon.
Oh, sorry.
Still fresh in the mind. But I got notes.
So he's got some Ugga Duggers ready to go.
Didn't save them. No,
Didn't
no, they did.
I would totally believe that you did.
Oh, 100%.
So, well, rather than asking, should doctors be able to prescribe medical marijuana to patients, I just did a bit of research. I was like, how does medical marijuana help you? And what it came up with was pain relief. Like, most of this is common knowledge, but if you didn't know. And I learned a new word, neuroplasticity.
Yep.
Nice.
Which is just helps, like, say you've just come out of a car crash, helps you learn again.
It's what makes you, I guess, malleable, for lack of a better word, like more absorbent again. Like when you're younger and you absorb things, like knowledge a lot easier. Yeah, neuroplasticity.
And
Good
can
word.
help with debilitating side effects of, like, medicine that comes with chronic illnesses, like chemo and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a big thing that I found. It's not... Yeah.
it was people eat. I found that when you're under chemo, apparently you lose your appetite, and that helps with that absolutely.
Part of the... like that's one of the beneficial effects of the cannabidiol sort of strain of it is it helps with nausea and a few other bits and pieces.
Well, essentially, like, you think about munchies, same thing. It's going to help your appetite in the most positive way under those circumstances. Yeah.
And I also got like a little bit of research on marijuana itself, and so there are two main therapeutic cannabinoids, I believe. Yeah, and so marijuana plant will produce between 80 to 100 psychoactive cannabinoids and 300 non-active ones. THC and CBD are the main psychoactive components in marijuana, or THC is rather, not CBD.
Yeah, so
Yes.
THC is your active metabolite and all that. Yeah.
But
And
CBD is the anti one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So CBD seems to have a controlling effect on the THC. Like it'll fucking lessen it and reduce some of the negative side effects of weed, like when some people get anxiety and shit. And that was pretty much it.
We read the same website.
I didn't, and I'm
23
happy to say
things to
that
know.
I didn't, and I'm happy to say that I learnt nothing in that. Oh.
I think
But
one of
that's
the
because I listened to Joe Rogan. And let me tell you.
That's because Aiden smokes weed.
He
Leaving
does.
it in.
Oh,
he's
my
an avid user.
Okay, out of the three of us.
Hey.
My mother listens to these.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
Fuck, probably for the best. Isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Josh?
No, so
Disagree with everything.
No, I
You
was
guys
saying.
suck. No.
I was saying, do you want to go next?
yeah, no. I can do that. So I think one of the biggest things to look at in regards to this question is when a lot of people think medical marijuana, they think of that first sort of scene in 21 Jump Street where the two cops are like going after the bikies who are just sitting there, they're smoking weed, and the one's like, oh, it's for glaucoma or whatever. Everybody thinks of marijuana in general as just, people smoking joints wherever they feel like it, when they feel like it, just to get a bit of a high. But in reality,
Bob Marley, man.
It is.
like if you're talking about it from a doctor, look at a doctor to begin with. A doctor's not going to prescribe you something that's going to cause you harm. So
Not on purpose, anyway.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
and
They wouldn't do that to Elvis Presley or Michael Jackson.
Wow. Da-do, da-da-da-da-do.
cold cases.
Do-do. No, not cold. That dude went to jail.
It's the criminal victims unit. You can't sing that, can you? Don't. No.
Oh,
Don't worry. Go on.
yeah, you
Carry
need
on.
like a piano for that. So to the point where doctors are actually going to be able to prescribe medical marijuana, it's going to be the fact that doctors are going to be actually educated on this as a means to help people. They're not like they're just. It's not going to happen that they're going to be prescribing random, joints or whatever to someone without doing research on whether this is actually going to help them or not. And it's a big thing to consider that most of the time, if medical marijuana is thought about from a like a professional perspective, it's not thought of as like smoking weed. It's because smoking it is pretty well exactly the same as smoking tobacco. You're still getting heaps of the carcinogens from smoking it. So when doctors are talking about it, they're talking about things like a nasal spray or like a concentrated, refined, regulated plant substance that you can use in cooking or as a
Oils.
tablet form or oil form. So yeah, the idea that it shouldn't be prescribed to patients who would clearly benefit from it is stupid. Like, the fact is, people just need to do some more research around it to make sure that it is entirely safe.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't think there needs to be any more research on it. Based on what I understand, the amount of studies and the amount of positive effects that it has, it's outstanding. Like, I didn't actually realise the extent until I listened to a podcast on it. But I think the most important thing that we probably should remember is, in terms of medical marijuana, the main element, let's actually take THC completely out of the fucking equation. That's what gives you the high. and that's what they've done the least study on, and that seems to have the least amount of positive effect. The least amount of obvious positive effects.
Yeah.
When let's say in Canada, where they prescribe medical marijuana, where it doesn't matter anyway, because marijuana is legal, but they still prescribe medical marijuana because of how good the effects of CBD oil can be, and CBD concentrate, right? So we can take THC out of it, and then it's just literally a harmless, it will not affect your cognition at all if you just take some CBD.
Yeah, see, that's the kicker. They're not prescribing the
THC.
Yeah,
they're
the
not
THC
prescribing
part of
the
it.
whole plant. The amount of people that go to doctors and go, I need it, but I don't want to get high. Please, I don't want to get high, but I do need something. They go, here's the CBD. It's just this extract out of the plant. I did a little bit of research on the opposition. I thought that was fair. And I'm paraphrasing here, but there's a big advocate against it in the States. And he sort of says, whilst, they concede, because they can't reject the facts. They have to concede that it can have some positive effects. They go, yep, it can have some positive effects, but we shouldn't advertise marijuana as though it's medicine. It's a drug that so happens to have some positive effects. And I thought, hold up, let's just hold the fucking phone for a minute, because by your same logic, we should go, let's not advertise morphine as medicine. It's just something that'll get you high, but happens to be a pain reliever. By that same logic, we shouldn't allow anything like opioids, for example, which I dare say are worse and definitely far more physically and mentally addictive than cannabis. Opioids being heroin, essentially, or at least an ingredient of. But realistically, that's how they view it. They don't want, and I don't think they want excess in, the amount of growers, and there is a problem in areas where marijuana plants and illegal sort of growers are, it's ruining the natural habitat there. Marijuana as a plant can actually be quite damaging to native environments. The thing is, if you legalize it, you don't have people growing it illegally and out buttfuck. You have them growing it in their own controlled area for medical or even commercial use. But it's not going to be damaging to that environment. So, as far as I'm concerned, if it doesn't get you high and it has clear benefits, what's the fucking problem?
They just don't want the minorities to get their hands on it.
But even then, the minorities can't get. The minorities
They don't
won't
have the
be getting their
rights.
hand-
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
I think it's fair to say that we probably covered medical marijuana, and we all fairly agree that why the fuck is it not?
Let's all
Legal
say our
everywhere?
answer to the question on 3. Or sorry, after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next.
I knew that was going to go terribly, and that's exactly what I was counting on.
Why didn't you guys say anything?
Next point.
question.
Do we want to go? I think we'll go vaccinations mandatory.
Oh, just before we do that,
Oh yeah.
just before me and Aiden, as we normally do,
Aiden
we just
and
God damn it, Aiden and I, as we normally do, we're just having a little chat while we were setting up, and Ada brought up this little tidbit scientific fact that he had I don't know, heard about or seen the other day about mice and the
Oh wait, about the cell regeneration.
yeah cell regeneration.
All right, so I'll say this, and I know I talk about him too much, but I just find it such a great way for me to learn. So it's the best. I'm gonna say it's the best Joe Rogan episode I've listened to. It's with Dr. David Sinclair. So he's an Australian who works at Harvard Medical School, and look, you'll have to forgive me if I'm not getting all of this exactly right, but essentially what he was saying is what some studies have been able to do is they'll get a mouse and have its eye be, let's say it's old and its sight's not too great. They inject the eye with a virus. You fucking
Sleep behind the desk.
ADHD cunt.
No, it's just I wanted to put it on the desk, but yeah, it's still
behind it.
behind the desk.
All right, so they've got a mouse and injected its eye with a virus, and what that's done is all the cells have regenerated as though like healed themselves to be like a young eye again.
They
So its
actually just
eyes are
wanted to
brand
fuck on
new.
the mouse and inject it with the virus.
Then they fuck up mice in its experiments. Hey,
Poor
I don't
mice.
realize
All the
just
time.
how bad it was. Anyway, the eye regenerates, so the sight's all sweet again, or the disease is gone, or whatever it might happen to be. Then they run the mouse through a course of antibiotics. The virus fucks off, and the mouse is left with like essentially a young eye, like a new eye. And they thought, oh, this is sweet, like cell regeneration. And then what they did on another mouse was they pinched the optic nerve. Now, essentially, once a nerve's dead, that's usually it. Like, that's done, right? You shouldn't have your sight back. They've done the same thing, and the optic nerve repaired, sight restored. Again, course of antibiotics, virus gone, sight restored. And they were just talking about the potential that sort of thing has for, nerve injuries, spinal injuries. Like, it's pretty amazing shit. Like, it almost made me want to get into genetics. Like, that's the level of...
Nearly makes me want to become a vegetable. So I can have one of those miracle walk again.
Yeah. Get myself an X Factor.
This time next
60
year.
minutes. Oh, Tracy Grimslut.
This time next year and all that shit. The Voice. Australia's Got Talent. I want it all.
Veteran who couldn't walk now rips burnouts.
In reality, it'll just get us that much closer to all the apocalypse movies.
Yeah.
Well, completely
cheap,
overpopulated.
easy fame for WoW Central, but so know.
We'll be like the new Simpsons. We'll be like, they called it. These guys knew they were time travelers.
Mandatory vaccinations.
Yes.
I wasn't vaccinated till I was 8 years old.
Really?
Kidding.
I was about to say, how did you make it?
Shows. Because I didn't know you or your filthy mudblood family.
Hey, hey. All my family have been vaccinated. Thank you very much.
Have you guys looked at all as to why people oppose it?
I've heard a little bit.
Causes
and I've looked
autism.
into it a little bit. It does not.
No, so that's what people believe, though.
Yeah, I know.
And do you know what? The story was they were paid... A lawyer was paid to fabricate evidence. And
Yeah, I remember
make a
this,
lawsuit
yeah.
against this. But I think what sort of made it appear feasible was they expand the autism spectrum to include like 300 more symptoms at like a similar time that the study was done and vaccinations became a bit bigger. So it appeared like there was a cause and effect even though there wasn't. I know a couple that has 2 children, didn't vaccinate either one, and both of those kids have fucking autism. So just so we're clear, like I don't want to make that the gospel, but
No, that's just unlucky. Though. You can't pick it. Chance
I'm
of
going to
million.
say they got autism because they didn't get
Hit by a wave.
vaccinated.
Let's see.
Yeah. So, but essentially, a lawyer was paid off, and then later it all just came out that this is bullshit. It was for some company or some. I don't actually remember the financial incentive to make it happen, but I don't care whatever your belief is. Like, what because it seems like a hippie thing now. Don't you reckon? Like, it's not natural. What?
See, I wouldn't even consider it a hippie thing. I would just like plain and simply consider it.
Blowing a fucking gale.
I would
Hurricane.
Tracy. It was really good. Like, breeze. Is this how you feel all the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck.
And that's with it half open. You should feel when it's fully open. I had something for this.
I had a dream last night. I had a daughter.
How'd that go?
Pretty good.
You fucker.
I was about to say, how old was she, Joel?
No, it was a baby. It was.
You're not helping your case here, Joel.
No, I didn't fuck the baby. And
I did not.
ended up I had a dirt bike for some reason.
My fellow Americans, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I had the baby in between the handlebars on my dirt bike, and I was popping wheelies, and then I gave Sean a go with the baby on his bike. I was like, fuck, there's a big hole here, Sean. There's a big ditch, like a manhole thing, filled with water. Fair enough. Fucking Sean comes down here, ooh, straight into it. He's like, oh, fuck. Trying to hold the bike up.
That's a good Sean.
Baby's like floating upside down. I was like, grab my kid. Grabs it by the leg and just...
So somehow you've become like out of like King of the Hill or South Park or something.
Yeah. Kid was fine, actually, but by the end of the dream, it was the turtle.
Yeah, right.
Didn't vaccinate it, you see?
You know what's weird though?
My
I
fellow
bet,
Americans.
I bet it all made sense at the time.
Oh,
That's the thing
perfect.
about like, something about dreams like, oh no, that makes sense. That's feasible. And then you wake up like, how the fuck
Hang
did
on.
I end up living on Mars? Like, do you guys have more points for vaccination just being mandatory? Because I think we've. Like,
It's a public health issue. Like,
yeah, that's okay. That's fair enough as well. Yeah, that's good.
Makes me feel like a living weapon being around unvaccinated kids.
oh,
My
man.
immune system's weak enough as it is. I'm carrying around all types of diseases. I'm pretty much the Hulk to these
See,
kids.
I feel the other way. I feel like I'm vaccinated, so I can walk past these kids like fucking Brad Pitt doesn't wear War Z. Like, they're all trying to bite me, but they won't because they don't know I'm there.
What if we like start weaning ourselves off vaccinations? Like we ever so slightly make them weaker and weaker, and so we get stronger and stronger. Like, as
I
in,
don't
as
think
in,
that's how it
no, I
works.
definitely don't think
I
that's
think
how it works.
vaccinations, they inject you with like a part of that
Yeah.
strand, like it's dead, so then your body grows immune to it, isn't it?
Alrighty, next question. We entirely stop all vaccinations, as a cut-off.
Probably solve a few population issues.
Oh, definitely. Everyone, well, most people die, but like the significant few who survive it all, well, I mean, it's just natural selection. They're the alphas. They're the ones who deserve to go on.
So, large. Is it though? I don't know if it is.
Let's Darwinize everything.
Oh no, I'm happy to Darwinise shit. It's just.
I'm happy to die too.
Yeah, well, think about
Oh,
think
look,
about the
you
numbers for the mass suicide.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
For those that don't know, Joel has an erection.
I'm wearing football shorts. Was a mistake.
7 billion people around the world in unison.
We should do that. Let's start a Facebook event. Biggest
Minecraft.
biggest Steve injury noise.
Oh man, this is going to be bigger than Area 51.
Fuck, imagine that way. Got to swim to Area 51 in a few days, I think.
Yeah,
you're right.
You guys been training?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Putting in the laps.
Been sinking beverages to become one with liquids, so pretty much I'll just...
Sweet. I bought a $30 door from Bunnings. I'm just going to paddle over on it.
Nice, that's good. That's good thinking.
What about everyone goes oomph on New Year's Eve on the countdown?
3, 2,
Because
1.
everybody's
No,
takes
but
one
hold
health.
up. It would not work because of time zones.
Yeah.
So everyone in New Zealand would do it, and then 2 hours later, everyone in Sydney would do it, and then
If we do it really accurately, though, it's like a Mexican oof.
big wave
Around the world.
big oomph wave.
Let's...
Everybody loses 1 health point due to like being 1 year older.
All right.
Let's make a line of people around the circumference of the Earth, and do a Mexican wave like that.
How long do you reckon it'd take?
Oh, a long
Ages.
time.
24
We'd have
hours.
enough boats to do it, wouldn't we?
How long does it take for each person to?
We'd have enough boats to do that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, probably. Oh, maybe not. That's a distance.
It's a fair old fucking distance.
Depends. Depends if we
through
go.
land mass.
Yeah, if we go north to south, then we'll probably
Yeah,
make
then,
it.
then that'll be fine. Because,
Mm.
all right.
But we'd miss
Imagine
affected
that
people.
world's longest Mexican wave, and it couldn't be topped unless you do 2 laps. How long would it take
Oh, it'd take forever.
to get
I'm
from
just going to say 12 hours.
the Mexican wave?
Yeah.
No, it'd take longer than that, surely.
It's such a good question.
That's a day, though. Like, well,
That's
Well,
half
let's
a day.
say what do you reckon? Half a second per. Actually, I'm gonna do the math.
a second per person.
A
Imagine
second.
a
Yeah.
a
Okay.
big oomph unison as the sun's fucking, well, as we're rotating around the sun as well. So the sun's just constantly in the oomph zone.
Okay. So we're gonna say from north to south pole.
Yeah.
I can just see a diagram of like the world and
Go to Hollywood.
and like just this section here.
Oomping.
Oof.
Okay.
America, 9:01 p.m. starts oomping. I got a text message from Reese just then. I messaged him yesterday. He said, "Sorry for the late reply, Mark. Thomas is a little bloody rat, isn't he? He made me feel really bad." Chats is going to be epic, man. Sweet. Because I was leaving on red for ages.
Classic.
For 3 days. Ignoring phone calls, like hanging up straight away. Fuck, it feels good to be in a girl's shoes.
Alright.
Aiden doesn't know. He is the dog. The big bad dog.
And have you ever seen a good book in your life? Because I know you haven't been in one. Best bit is she listens to this.
Hold up, sorry, I'm just doing the math on this fucking Mexican wave thing.
It's amazing that you know how to do the math.
Let's say averaging second a person.
For second? Yeah.
I'm doing 40,008,000 seconds. Which is
Yeah.
Let's get a quick
divide
my
that
next
by
question.
60.
and then divide that by another 60 to get hours.
I just divided that by 60 to get hours, and then
No, that's seconds.
That'll get you minutes.
Yeah, give me minutes.
that's second. Oh yeah, to get sorry, you're right.
A lot of stuttering in that.
Uh,
I think Aiden caught my stutter, actually.
And then I'm going to divide that number by 24 to get days. 927 days.
Fuck!
But that can't be right.
Dude, I was so off. I don't think we could organise something like that.
Does sound like a bit of an ask.
When you really think about a wide open plane, it is a fucking distance.
Oh, it's huge.
Actually, a wave takes a long time to say, okay, let's just get to our third fucking.
Actually,
Have we
wouldn't
done
be
all the
too
three
hard
topics?
to
No, we haven't.
organise.
What?
Wouldn't be too hard to organise because once you've said your oomph, you only really need. We can fuck off, actually. But if we're going back around the world, you've got like 927 days to fucking come back and get for your second.
Yeah, everyone just get there. Guys, just get there half hour before.
We don't need.
Take traffic
Everyone's
into
going to do
account.
their bit.
We don't need to be worrying about medical marijuana, vaccinations, or anything like that. We need the government to mandate this.
The big oomph off.
The world, oof.
Rain, hail, or shine, be there.
Should healthcare be government funded?
In Australia, I was thinking about this in the shower before. I was like, in Australia, we have a pretty good, one of the best medical systems. And
If we do say so ourselves.
yeah, but it's the least they could do. The fucking very least they could do.
Do you
we
know
want to
how
go
much
for
we pay? The amount we pay in tax, it should be fucking free.
that, and if we want to go for a swim, we're surrounded by fucking box jellyfish and great whites. If we want to swim in fresh water, we're gonna have a crocodile have their way with us.
Or
We
a
want to go
platypus.
throw a fucking stick in the bush. We'll get stung by a taipan. Play hide and go seek around the backyard. Fucking redbacks and fucking
Whitetails, fucking
funnel webs.
Sydney funnel webs if you're
Brown snakes.
an hour north of here. Yeah,
and then you're thinking, fuck. Yeah, but they're just animals. But the country's on fire most of the fucking time. Like,
At the moment.
Or droughts and flooding
Yeah.
rains.
Right now.
Yeah, or like cyclone up north. We're infested by cane toads, so we're not going to have that much
Dude.
food. Like, not going to have sugar for much longer.
I think they found a fucking 7-foot kangaroo in Uluru
Jesus
the other day.
They
Right.
bounce off their back fucking tail and then claw your guts out. Then we have drop bears to convince everybody that we've got and then compete with.
I watched a kangaroo jump ludicrously high the other day. It was incredible. Like,
I want to make a
easily 2
ludicrous
meters.
joke.
I remember the first time I saw one hop over a fence, opposed to just hopping along. I was like, fuck me, there's
Yeah.
no effort involved in that.
No, it's just.
I've been seeing them in the morning going up the mountain and they all just laze around because they're sort of used to people. One of these days I'm going to go lie down with them. I'm just going to try.
Same colour as them, so you'd be right. Probably smells slightly worse. Nah, you're right.
Here's a question for you. So if you look at things like military development and like weapons development and product development, that sort of thing, in the past where it's been privatized, it's actually been way better because then you've got the competition and you've got people making money off it. So if we privatized the entire health system, And granted, I don't exactly know how we would do it, but privatise the system so you're looking at different companies trying to provide the best
Is it not
health
already?
system service.
It already is in pharmaceuticals.
Well, yeah, to some degree it
and
already is.
in some circumstances it's good, and other circumstances it causes problems.
Oh, without a doubt, as
in,
it would.
in regards to like, look, this is a big call, and I don't know, but there's frequently floated an idea, and I don't want to believe it, and I don't know, but the idea that there are some cures already for some pretty serious diseases that we haven't cured yet, but they already make so much money off charging the fuck out of these people. Like, I think if it's privatized, like, you can't privatize it directly to the people. You have to have that government subsidy because the people can't afford it.
Yeah.
But I do know what you're saying in terms of maybe a service delivery perspective, but from a feasibility perspective, I don't know if it's viable.
Oh, it's definitely the sort of thing that would be difficult. But you know, in some cases where it's already been applied, you can see some of the benefits. Like, you just simply look for like aged care and that sort of thing. If you're talking about a private system as opposed to a government system, then the private well outweighs the government. Granted, it costs a shit ton more, but
I mean, we've got private healthcare here.
oh, we do.
It's public,
Yeah.
but
You talking about aged care? Did you hear about Bupa? Like,
no, what happened?
I'm pretty sure largest aged care company in Australia, and
Sounds about right.
they fucking like just been skimping out on millions and millions of dollars of like just your standard fucking healthcare shit. Like, they didn't go into detail on the radio, but I assume like filthy kitchens, like nothing up to specs or fucking.
Yeah, right. Just
Yeah.
And they can't sting them for it because if they shut Bupa down,
then it's going to be worse.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
That might come down to a worker thing though. Like that. Do you reckon that's like, you know, with the nurses, how they're all like overworked?
yeah.
I wonder if it's like that.
I reckon some of the old women and men that just look after the oldies are cunts. You hear stories about that? Fuck.
Yeah.
Old people are cute as. My gran,
Except when they're not.
Yeah.
God bless her soul, this woman punched her in the arm, so she bit her.
Reasonable reaction.
Oh yeah, how adorable.
Cute as.
It's like a kid fucking yeah.
Yeah.
She had to reach around, put the false teeth in, then go from there. She was ready at that point.
I did want to touch on the fact that, because this just seems to be a question that stems from what goes on in the States. Like a number of these do, but that's fair enough because our lives are based around them, if we're honest.
Oh yeah.
So in the States, some of them have an argument that healthcare is not your right. And I just sort of view it as a bit silly. Like, it's sort of the equivalent of saying it's not your right to be not alive, but like, if you have bad shit happen, it's not your right to have it fixed up. Like, governments have a responsibility for the well-being and like the lives of their people. Like, healthcare falls under that.
Mm.
You know, you get protected by your military, should maybe also get protected in your hospital.
In regards to that, like, that's a stupid claim in regards to the American Constitution, because the American Constitution claims that everybody has the right to the pursuit of happiness. In order to pursue happiness, you have to be. Yeah.
So here we go.
Yeah, no. So, like, in order to pursue happiness, you have to be healthy. You have the right to pursue happiness. Therefore, you should have the right to be healthy.
That's not true.
In the
Okay.
Declaration of Independence, the pursuit of happiness is defined as a fundamental right mentioned in the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, there you go.
To freely pursue joy and live life in a way that makes you happy, as long as you do not do anything illegal or that violates the rights of others.
So healthcare.
Hmm.
What was
Yeah,
the
you're right.
question again?
Should it be government funded?
Of course.
Yes, without a doubt.
Fuck that.
Having
Fuck
said
paying for
that,
it.
you can't expect it to be government funded without paying taxes. So every
Yeah.
time you complain about your tax, think back to that time that you fucked yourself
Yeah,
and the
yes.
government helped you with it.
But you can complain about it given the amount of tax we pay and the amount that goes to healthcare, especially
Yeah.
like
Australia's got a good deal if you're paying an obscene amount of money out of pocket for medical expenses. There is like an act where they give you money back, like a
there's
considerable amount of a considerable amount of money back if you pay over this certain amount.
Centrelink helps like heaps. Like the people that are really struggling, Centrelink has it completely like
Helps them buy cigarettes.
and like you
drugs.
get doctors that bulk bill.
Yeah,
That's
bulk
fucking
bill's
sweet.
amazing.
In essence, the system, at least in part, is meant to help you. So if you have the education and the knowledge and at least are willing to look into a few things, you can use the system to your benefit. I think the fact is a lot of people don't recognise that they can use the system quite as well as they could, and the system doesn't broadcast itself in a way that makes it accessible.
Yeah, you need to go looking to get yourself the best deal
Exactly.
out of our government services, and that's just how it is. 'Cause
But you look at it, if everyone did go and do these things, this is getting political.
they suck, man.
If everyone did go and do all these things that we're talking about, then the government would struggle to actually provide it all, because the fact is they don't. Well, the fact is they have a lot of issues to sort out, and they don't necessarily have the support to do it.
Do we want a few light closes? We've got a decent podcast here, I reckon.
Yeah, fuck, we've had some fun topics.
Imagine if coins were balls.
I was just thinking that too. What if they're like little?
Like a
That's
whole
awful. They have to
spherical.
be little
Yeah.
globes, wouldn't
Yeah.
they? Or do cool patterns on it. Fuck.
What about a 50-cent coin? Would it just be
Light
like a
up.
dodecahedron of some description?
Yeah.
Imagine how tricky they'd be to hold in wallets.
Oh,
Awful.
Awful.
you wouldn't have you just
Imagine
have to carry a
carrying
sack.
coins and like they just bounce everywhere.
Make them rubberized. Make them like bouncy
Fill
balls.
them with lead.
Why are they circles? Why not little squares?
It's probably harder to produce it's probably
You reckon?
No, there'd be less scrap on a square, surely. Making it.
no.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
it's harder to reproduce a circle. Like, for us to clearly counterfeit a circle is quite difficult. Whereas in a minting press, they've probably got easy facilities. Whereas a square, I mean, we can pretty well just use a straight edge and we're there.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't
Granted.
know about that.
Like, they've got whatever those things are called. What are they called? Math
Yeah.
with the pencil and the needle.
Protractor.
Protractor.
or a compass.
I was just thinking before, because this is probably our 4th podcast. Well, we've enjoyed a beverage.
Yeah, something like that.
It's fucking
Feels
working
like more,
trees.
doesn't it?
They're
Feels like
working
we've been
trees.
doing this since the start.
It
But
almost
what if
does,
we
doesn't
got a beer sponsor?
Oh, that'd be good.
Different. We got sponsored by Liquorland or something. They paid us to have a different beer.
Should we get some?
You
Should we
know
get
what,
some
I-
Mary Marys in a gram shot?
Can I be honest? I reckon what we should start with is maybe something local, like at Ben Spoke or Capital Brewery
Yeah.
or something like.
Yeah, definitely.
Be like, hey guys, look, we're a local podcast. We love just having a beer on the show. Maybe just like
Don't
we'll just
pay us money, but give us 3 beers.
Well, no, like just be like, hey, we just come and get a 6-pack or whatever. Like pay for them and then chuck them on the gram, and then eventually, surely, like boys, just have this one on the house. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, if we build
and,
a
like,
relationship.
If we spend enough money,
not
we'll
'cause we
make
are-
money.
Exactly.
Not because we actually want free shit. It's just because we're stingy as fuck and we want free shit. And also, no, but like it's also it's
Not because we want free shit. We just want free shit.
it's helping. It's helping us. It's helping us boost ourselves, and in some little way, it's still sponsorship. Like it's still helping them.
Yeah, quite possibly one of 2 people that listen to our podcast haven't heard of Bent Spoke or Capital Brewing Co.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
I am
welcome.
partial to a summit.
The only problem is it's not super feasible. I think sponsorship if you're not like a legitimate organisation.
What do you mean? We are.
Yeah,
Wait.
you're right.
Shit.
You know, we need to like Way Off Central TM.
So
PCY
yeah,
Ltd.
40-40-20. We talked about this. I was like, look, if I fucking trademark it, I'm putting it all under my name. And just tell you guys that you guys have signed it. And then I was like, Joel, I'll let you have 40. I'll take 40, and then we'll just give Josh 20.
Where did you?
Why so little?
We're like 49.5.
Yeah.
I've also,
49 too.
Granted, one of us will have to be the majority shareholder.
Turn around, touch the ground.
I've got another light topic here. This was brewed up in my mind just before when we were doing the big oomph off math. And do you guys ever find yourself heavy breathing and just get disgusted in yourself? Do you ever find yourself lying on bed on your stomach, head resting against your hand, and just fucking watching a YouTube video, and then there's a break in it and it goes a bit quiet and you just hear, and you're like, fucking pig.
Fat greasy slob.
You fucking
Disgusting mouth breather.
This?
I probably do when I wake up in the morning and if I have a real like dry mouth, like I've been sleeping with my mouth open.
Yeah, if I've had a big one like that and like my nose is blocked, then it's bad.
I feel like it at the gym when I've got headphones in.
Mm.
And you're just breathing. You can hear you breathing, but you don't know how loud you're breathing.
Yeah, I hate that. So I try to make it real obvious. Lifter, get up!
Just gym noises.
Gym noises.
You know what gym noises I know? Fuck me harder. That's what Jim says to me. Sorry. Dad joke. Knee slapper that was. No, but I
did
hate
actually
it.
have something to say about it.
I hate breathing heavily.
Yes.
Me too. I feel like I hate it when you're doing some sort of cardio. And you're a fucking animal,
Yeah, he's a
Joshua.
fucking
That's
animal.
You
no, that
fucking-
is Siri.
No, you
No.
were fucking.
Oh yeah, no,
Fucking
that was
finger
me.
banging your mic.
Yeah, no, that's different. But the thing that was Siri. I have no idea why that popped
We
up.
really need to invest in some of them shock arms.
I do quite often find myself not breathing. Like for some reason, I'll be watching something.
Can you do it for a bit longer?
Yes, I
3.5
can.
minutes, maybe.
I'll try. No,
to be
like
sure.
I'll just be watching a movie or something, or I'll be caught up in whatever I'm doing, and all of a sudden I'll just breathe out really heavily, and it's because I've been holding my breath in for like a minute, and I've never even
It's
noticed.
so interesting you say that because I actually caught myself holding my breath today, mid-debate. Like every time I was like I think it was almost out of frustration.
It's
So you just
almost like a
released your breath
sigh.
there.
You know how your body like unwillingly or unknowingly sighs like 60 times a day just to regulate
Or
oxygen.
something? Yeah.
But see, I don't think this is quite that because it's gotten to the point where I'd be sitting down watching a movie with someone, and they've noticed. Like it's gotten to the point where
Josh, breathe.
I think it's a
no, yeah,
suspenseful
that's
thing.
exactly what's happened before. Like, I've breathed in, unknowingly, just paying attention to the movie or whatever, and however long later, they've watched me breathe in or like listen to it, and been waiting and been like, seriously, when's this guy gonna breathe out? What's going on? He's gonna die.
It's gotta
And
be a
like, Josh, like, what are you
suspenseful
doing?
thing.
Breathe.
Has to be a suspenseful thing.
Well,
Yeah.
like I do it at any point, like boring movies and stuff as well.
Well,
Such a weird thing.
I don't know why.
Do you- I find myself hating, like almost embarrassed of heavy breathing after cardio, especially if other people aren't. Like if I'm like mid-exercise, like I'm running up the hill, and then I'm like walking up the top, and I thought I was holding my breath, and then I did like a Snapchat video because I had headphones in, and I held my breath because I didn't want to have all the panting going on. And then I played it, and I swear I held my breath the entire time, and then I listened to the video back, and all I hear is... I was like, holy fuck, where is it coming out from?
this is really off topic. I don't know. I think your heavy breathing just sparked the memory. I was having a shower the other day, and I fucking dropped the bar of soap, and straight
Good story.
my mind went to fuck. Big black guy's behind me. But I literally bent over, picked up the soap, and checked behind me.
You know what's weird is if I, just for that reason, if I like was to drop something, like let's say I dropped the soap in the shower, or wanted to like pick up the shampoo bottle or whatever it happened to be, I never bend over. I like squat like ass to
yeah,
grass. So
same.
someone would have to fucking Indiana Jones slide to get their dick in me.
Or be in front of you.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do get it.
Imagine being so
You're not gonna see it
homophobic
coming.
you have to squat in the shower. It's not
But the thing
homophobic.
is, it's not homophobic. It's not wanting anything up my ass.
It's rapophobic. Qual.
I mean, I had something, but I didn't want to say it because of how gay it is. But I don't want to seem homophobic, so now I have to say it. But I was going to say, it's not homophobic, it's not homophobic just not wanting something up your ass. But if you had to pick something, it's such a purpose-built thing, isn't it?
What, your
dick.
asshole?
A dick.
Yeah.
You got to pick like a toothpick or like
No.
like something that's.
I'd go a brand new pencil, I reckon.
Oh, that'd be sharp.
What? The
No,
fucking edge?
brand new.
Yeah,
Like,
but
not
they're
sharp.
Oh, like
they're-
square edge.
Yeah, but they're still a flat. I reckon that would
Yeah.
hurt because a lot of them are like,
Not those ones. The ones with the ball
Octagons.
ends.
what pencil's got a ball
A
end?
grey lead. A fucking standard 2B grey lead pencil. It's got like a black.
Oh
has
no,
flat
hang
round
on.
off
Yeah,
end.
you're talking about like. You're talking about the bottom end. You're not talking about the top end.
Oh, yeah, not the top end.
When you say you want to pencil up something, you assume the fucking top end.
I
You
mean,
assume the usable end. Yeah.
If you guys want a challenge, be my guest.
Maybe a pencil with an eraser on the end. 'Cause
No.
Then it's a little soft at least.
Because
I feel like you get
they come
stuck.
out real easy. You get
Yeah.
stuck on the
Drag
way
your
out.
asshole inside prolapse and just.
Oh,
You guys remember those?
that'd be good though. An eraser.
You guys
up
remember
my
those
arse, 'cause
bendy
it would
pencils?
Get rid of all the lead and pencil marks up there.
You guys remember the bendy pencils?
Yeah,
Yeah.
One of them.
do that.
Fold,
they're
fold it in
excessively
half
long.
3 times and shove her up.
Oh, no.
I was thinking maybe a pen, like with one of the nice smooth pointed lids on it. I was like, but pulling it out, the pen lid's just gonna stay in.
Those rounded glasses. Like a small. Let's make it small.
Aviators,
No, I meant like a cup.
Oh, a
but
cup,
Like a
yeah, right.
small one.
a shot
And-
glass.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
I'm going to go home and squat on a shot glass.
Yeah, but not the open end. Bottom end.
No, that'd be gay.
Yeah. Open end could have cum in it.
Jesus.
Oh, imagine that, and then you just tilt forward.
shut. Do a somersault and it goes up in you.
An enema, but it's alcohol.
That's probably not the worst idea.
It's like shelving.
It'll clean you out.
Shelving, but for booze.
I wonder if that would work.
Sashlam.
Better.
Be rude not to at this point. Fuck it.
We don't have any shot glasses, so you're gonna have to take it straight. Okay.
Just fucking bottle. Like,
One of them little shot pouring things.
Just insert it straight in.
nah, not
Straw
even.
pedo in
Full
there.
bottle. Like, you know how they fucking put like big bottles of liquor. They cut holes out of watermelon and then stick it in and it slowly drain in. You're in like a fucking upside down V shape and it's just feeding.
You're
booze
the
through you.
watermelon.
Like a hamster just nibbling at the little water thing. All right, let's wrap this podcast up.
That's been episode 16.
16.
Cheers,
Fucking
fellas. Ha, you guys suck.
Guys,
Hey.
look,
Tell
sorry
me.
we haven't been more active on Instagram and stuff, but what I would like to say is we will have clips coming up. We will have a pie trip to do, and we will also we still want you guys to write in and tell us what you want us to talk about, because now sure we have a few weeks in the bank, but we still need to know. We still want to know what you want to hear. Help us help you. Thank you for listening as always, and
Catch us next week.
peace out.
Way of Central.
That was a Titancast episode.